what got into you there in the first half, and how excited were you to, finally get into a conference game like this one, the SEC game?
My whole life I've been dreaming about playing this game, SEC time, and always heard people like, oh, he might be too skinny to play, or he might not be physical enough. It might be too physical for him, and I'm just trying to prove to people they wrong. It's all about your heart and how bad you really want it, and that just really what started me going and just kept the flow of the game.
You guys in the first half, starters didn't have a ton of production, but the bench did really, really well, and then everybody clicked in the second half. Just what was it like to have that bench get off to such a good start, pick up those guys and give them the confidence that y'all could have a second half like you had?
I'll be honest with you. I think even our bench players could be starters. Like we have, 11 deep in our rotation that any one of us could really start. So it's not really much of a drop off when it comes to the bench. So how you say the starters probably didn't start the game really good. So coaches in the bench is okay, just started up for us, and luckily me and the other guys started, the game going and stuff like that, and then ended up at the end everybody ended up connecting and clicking, and turned out to be.
Y'all really played with an edge today. What do you think was part of being that edge?
Coach has been the whole week before this game, like, it's SEC time. It's no more little boys. We're playing big dogs, how they say. And I feel like everybody took that personally. And we've been the whole week just talking about it, how, it's no more days off. I mean, it wasn't no days off prior to that, but, SEC is a little harder, what do people say, a harder conference. So just make us keep going. You
feel like you frustrated them a little? Devo got called for shoving you in the second half.
Oh yes, clearly. So how I say, guys usually try to play like too aggressive on me, and like how I say, I ain't gonna just back down from nobody. So he tried to play overly aggressive, and then he just came and got me with one, and then we bumped each other on accident, and he got mad about it, and then that's why he pushed me. But I was like, bro, it's just basketball game. I ain't even trying. I'm not worried about you. I'm worried about trying to win this game for real.
Chad, looking at your roster, you guys got quite a few players that are 2, 3-year guys in this program. What that kind of confidence, that much experience playing in the SEC and that kind of thing, what does that mean for you guys?
I mean, it's really good because to all the new guys, since we transfer, all the older guys that have been here in the past, they've been talking to us like, okay, it's not the same basketball preseason and when you go to conference. So they've been the whole year since we got here, just trying to talk us through how SEC play is. So to be honest, I feel really confident because they give me basically the whole blueprint, and now it just come out there and show us what we got to do.
Do you feel like that's like a really good mix for teams to have that veteran, to bring the new guys along?
Yes. It's really good because you feel more confident. At least me, I feel confident about myself because I'm like, okay, this guy's talking to me. I mean, he believes in me. He's trying to help me out, not just me coming out there not knowing anything and then get myself, in a lot of trouble out there. So, I really appreciate that from all the older guys, for real. Me and all the new guys, I can talk about them for this.
Chad, y'all won by 32. It's the first loss Arkansas has ever had in this building. This is a program with a lot of tradition, a lot of championships. Just, man, how exciting is it to be like, that's your first SEC game, and y'all have a performance like that?
I didn't know that, but now you made it way better, to be honest. But that's incredible how I said. There's always just seen online how this is one of the best, arenas to play at, and to be honest, it really was. In the beginning, it was just extremely loud. I couldn't even hear the guys in the court that were next to me. So it was really exciting, to be honest, especially the way we just played and click in together. It was just special to us.
But BP always says defense and rebounding is going to win games in the SEC, especially on the road. I know you've heard that a bunch already. Just you guys plus 14 on the board, just held them down on defense to 51 points. I mean, what does that say about this team that y'all can win that kind of style, winning with rebounds and defense? Because a lot of people talk about your offense.
Yeah. I mean, all the coaches always emphasize that about rebounding and not letting them get second chance shots. Because when you get second chance shots, you close it to basket, so it's easier probably to, score. And they just been emphasizing on that to, basically just go down there, don't leak out, make sure we grab the ball before we take off. And They just been on us about that pretty often, so we had to make sure today that wouldn't happen, especially with a team like this at home. You know, they can build some momentum of second chance points, and we didn't want that to happen.
We got one in the chat for you, Chad, real fast from Nathan King. Nathan, go ahead.
Hey, Chad, I was just going to ask, I think Arkansas started 1 of 10 to open the second half. What do you think you guys were doing well defensively out of the locker room that was maybe frustrating them a little bit?
I feel like we just came with a chip on our shoulder, a little extra chip on our shoulder in the second half, making sure, they didn't get into a run, because then the game would have probably changed drastically, and we had to make sure, we just kept our lead and just kept playing hard.
Awesome. Thank you, Chad.
Thank you, guys.